Here's your news rush for July 26, 2026. 6 stories. Let's go. Behind every headline about strikes and shipping lanes, there is a number that has been quietly climbing. Iran's health ministry says 55 people have been killed and 629 wounded by U.S. strikes since June 27. Recent strikes have hit Awaz, Ramshir and Andimeshk in the west, and Shalamcha on the Iraqi border. Iran's response has followed what it calls an eye for an eye policy, targeting energy infrastructure and desalination plants in neighboring Gulf states, which is how a war between two countries starts costing everyone else. 2 ships got hit, and the price of everything moved. When Houthi forces struck the Saudi tankers in Celia and Layla in the Red Sea, Brent crude jumped more than 6% to about $100 a barrel, its highest since May. Days later it eased back to around 87, on nothing more than Iran signaling it might return to talks. That is a $13 swing in under a week, driven by 2 ships and 1 sentence. Oil is not priced on what has happened. It is priced on what the market thinks happens next. Wars are fought over territory. They are also fought over who gets to claim the moral high ground. Iran's foreign minister has told the European Union it has no moral standing to lecture anyone on human rights, pointing to European support for the US and Israeli campaign against Iran. It is a rhetorical strike rather than a military one, but it matters. Tehran is trying to peel Europe away from Washington by making support for the campaign uncomfortable. The argument over legitimacy is now part of the war. Nvidia already won the AI chip war. Now it wants the computer on your desk. The company is moving into the PC processor market with a new lineup of AI agent PCs built alongside Microsoft, Dell and Hewlett-Packard, going straight at a roughly $200 billion CPU market that Intel and AMD have dominated for decades. If it works, the company that made the chips behind the AI boom also ends up making the machines that run it. That is not a product launch. That is a land grab. For decades, the picture of ADHD was a boy who could not sit still. Researchers now say that picture was incomplete, and it cost a lot of people a lot of years. ADHD was traditionally understood as a childhood condition affecting mostly boys. But it often presents differently in girls, less visible disruption, more inattention, more internal struggle that a classroom never flags. The result is that many women reach adulthood before anyone identifies it, having spent years assuming the difficulty was a personal failing. Most language preservation happens in archives. This one is happening in a robotics workshop. A 12-year-old in Michigan is working to help preserve his Native American language using robotics, part of a broader effort to keep languages alive at a moment when many have only a handful of fluent speakers left. The insight is simple and it is smart. A language recorded in an archive is preserved, but a language a kid wants to build things in is alive. That's your news rush for today. Subscribe so you never miss a day.